This is some kind of news report from the 1980s about the cost of a Thanksgiving dinner. And I don't know what kind of turkey this person's getting, but a 6 pound turkey for $4 and change back in the 80s, hell far. We got a 10 pound turkey at Publix. I got 3 turkeys in the freezer. 2 from last year, and then the latest one is from Publix. Got last week for 49 cents a pound. Publix. With that said, there are turkeys out there that are severely expensive. Could run you a 14 pounder could run you $40 something. Depends what kind of if you want one that's supposedly organic and what is it? Not grass fed, but organic and pure and fed pure things and no hormones and steroids and maybe quaxines. You can pay through the nose for that. But that I'm sure that applied. Well, actually, back then the turkeys days probably. When I think about it, did they have quaxines for animals back then? And turkeys and steroids and hormones? I don't think so. 80's a lot more pure. That time was take me back. But this is a grocery haul, which cost the person. Well, I'm not going to say. Well, let's watch it together. It's fascinating. Stuff like this is fascinating. 2 bottles of wine are included, but we don't know how what the price of the wine is because a lot of the stuff they don't say what the price is. And you could go to Aldi or Kroger a couple years ago and get a bottle of wine for like $2.90 something. Cheapest bottle of wine, which is still tasted good. Now I think it's $3.90 something, $1 more. But you can still get 2 bottles for $8 at Aldi's or Kroger right now. 2 bottles of wine. That's pretty good. Owl at Aldi is their brand. I think Kroger's Bay Bridge is their brand for that price of wine. So they have 2 bottles of wine. You'll see. Let's just watch this. This stuff's fascinating.
About the cost of a full Thanksgiving dinner for 4.
Pound and a half a person, 4 people, is 6 pounds. I gotta get a 6 pound turkey.
6 pound turkey.
6.21 pounds. This is good for 4 people.
And it was only $4.91. Not bad.
For 6
All
pounds.
the stuffing.
Regular. Okay, let's see. 7 pounds of poultry.
So that's $1 something a pound back then. You're going back 30 to 40. I mean, you're going back, we'll say 4 decades. I mean, it could be 1989 for all I know, which would be close to 4 decades technically. But we'll just say 4 decades. 6 pounds for $4 and change turkey. So that's expensive. Because like I said, 89 cents a pound, 49 cents a pound at Publix, but 89 cents at Kroger a pound. Butterball, 99 cents a pound. You get a 6 pound turkey Butterball for $6 and change. 40 years later. I'm not saying food isn't expensive now. It is, but there are good finds here and there. It's like treasure hunting when you're going out grocery shopping or shopping in general.
4 people, is 6 pounds. I gotta get a 6 pound turkey. 6.21 pounds. This is good for 4 people.
And it was only $4.91. Not bad. On to stuffing.
Regular. Okay, let's see. 7 pounds of poultry and the root is 6 pounds, so this bag is enough. Okay.
But they're not saying how much that Pepperidge
We
Farm
got a
stuffing
package of
is.
sweet potatoes.
How much is it?
And what's Thanksgiving without cranberries? Well, we found some fresh at 89 cents a bag. Some corn on the cob, too. 2 bottles of red wine, good with fowl.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Red wine with fowl? I thought it's white wine with fowl. But the corn had to be cheap back then. And it's true to roof now. If you get it packaged, the corn, the ears cleaned and packaged, like 4 of them, bastards are charging $4, $3, $5, stupid prices, right? Back then it wasn't like that. The stuffing in a bag, like Pepperidge Farm, cheap stuff. Even today, it's not that bad. You can find stuffing for a decent price. For what they're buying, in my opinion, $37 is kind of high. Because, like I said, 10-pound turkey for 49 cents a pound at Publix. That's $40 to $5 and change. But I know overall groceries were a lot cheaper back then, from what I remember. Then again, I was a teenager and didn't pay attention to this shit.
6.21 pounds. This is good for 4 people.
And it was only $4.91. Not bad. On to stuffing.
Oopsies, regular. Okay, let's see. 7 pounds of poultry and the root is 6 pounds, so this bag is enough. Okay.
We got a package of sweet potatoes.
Cheap.
So I guess that's enough.
Shouldn't cost a lot.
And what's Thanksgiving without cranberries? Well, we found some fresh at 89 cents a bag. Some corn on the cob,
Shouldn't
too.
be much.
2 bottles of red wine, good
Okay.
with foul.
1978 vintage.
Gotta have some rolls to warm up.
I don't know. Well,
Now that's expensive nowadays. Bread.
A traditional pumpkin pie finish. And
That's true to roof nowadays. True to roof.
what the heck? I'll get some flowers too.
That's even more true to roof. The prices are high on that.
$37.44.
All right, $37.44 for that. $37.44 for that. You got flowers too, which that's expensive. So that would definitely cost more. Even if you got the bottles of wine, like two for $8 at Aldi or Kroger, the stuffing should only cost you a couple bucks nowadays. You get a turkey, like I said, depends. You gotta look for these things. You gotta look for the bargains. What the bargain? But I'm thinking it'd be higher than that, definitely. But I'm not sure how much higher, given what he bought. That guy, in that context. However, overall, we damn sure know that food's a fucking lot higher than it used to be, especially steak. I just want to show the Thanksgiving. I thought that was pretty cool. $37. You got flowers with it, so that's good. The bottles of wine might have been probably the bottles of wine that he got should have been white wine, I think, with chicken. But he got red wine, which I love red wine. I love dry red wine, Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon. But the bottles of wine that he probably got are probably more expensive, higher end than the ones that I mentioned. So he better quality wine probably got back then for the money. Flowers, I guess for his wife. The bread was definitely a lot cheaper than it is now. The bread nowadays is true to roof. You know that, right? True to roof. The turkeys nowadays, very comparable to back then. Very, very, you could get a turkey for on the low, right? Cheap. Stuffing, you still get it relatively cheap in a bag or a box. What else did I miss? The sweet potatoes, if you buy anything, from what I've seen, if you buy anything cellophane packaged for you, like sweet potatoes or white potatoes, russet, baking potatoes, or corn, they're going to charge you a shit ton of money. You're better off buying a bag, or I wouldn't even say loose, getting them in a bag for some strange reason. A bag's cheaper, or even loose, if I think would be cheaper than that. Depends, much like many people's underwear. What I'm trying to say is, today, if they package it for you, they charge you through the roof. But if you get it in a bag, it's cheaper. Or if you get it single by the potato, it seems to come out cheaper. It's weird. So overall, I'm sneezing right now. I'm having a sneezing attack last couple nights. I don't know if it's electronic frequencies. I don't know what's causing it. It's weird. Overall, I mean, that's not bad for 4 people, $37. But I think you could still pull it off nowadays for around that price. Maybe not with the flowers, unless they were like Dollar Tree flowers. Have you seen how much they charge for plants? You go to Home Depot or Lowe's, or even flowers at the grocery store. It's unbelievable. So overall, I'm saying obviously better deal in the 80s, but I think you can compete if you shop wisely nowadays. You might have to settle for the cheaper wine. It might taste as good as the wine they got. Personally, for me, I've gone wine taste testing at Biltmore, because they have a winery there, Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina. And the wine that I've taste tested there, the expensive wine, to me wasn't any better tasting than the wine $3.99 a bottle that you could get now at the grocery store. So for those who get these hundreds of dollars expensive wines and all that, I think it's kind of bullshit. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a wine expert. It's kind of like you're buying organic, thinking you're paying more for organic. Meanwhile, it's probably not as organic as you think it is. I think it's a scam. Oh, get this bottle of wine. It's aged. It's $200. Okay, let me taste it. Well, hell, that tastes like that $3.99 bottle over there. How much better is it going to taste? I don't know. Maybe Lou Ferrigno knows. But let's take a look at Thanksgiving nostalgia, the way it used to be. Let's take a look at the good old days of Thanksgiving, the good old days of holidays, the good old days of yesteryear, of holidays. What is how is your Thanksgiving? First of all, a lot of you people still have your families gathered around. That's still good. But with that said, increasingly, I'm seeing the videos, testimonies. Increasingly, people are more and more alone. Seriously, you got younger people that are just not. The dating scene to them is dead. It's bad. They feel alone. Younger people alone, and you got other people, maybe not as young as teens or 20s, but they're saying they have no friends. They're making videos on YouTube. No friends, no family. Right? And this is done by design. It is. It's all done by design. But however, there are a lot of people out there, however, who do have, their family, their friends and stuff like that. That's changing. People are increasingly becoming more alone. Whether you realize it or not, whether it has affected you or not, it's a fact. This is the world, the post-human world, I guess they want to call it. You got people increasingly turning to robots, AI for relationships. That's sick. Because this world has gone increasingly colder. I don't want to be a Donnie Downer here, but it's true. There are a lot of people who spend the holidays alone or with fewer people in their lives. And what we're looking at right here is, well, getting served the turkey. I guess it's ma or mum. Serving the turkey. You got family members around, food there, everyone's dressed nice, they look classy, they look very appropriate dressing, and there you go. You got the mom and the dad right there, and the family, right? Maybe a friend or two in the mix, and here's the good old days of Thanksgiving. Again, you got what appears to be family, could be some friends in the mix, you got children. And for a lot of people, that's not the case during the holidays. A lot of people get depressed during the holidays. I think suicides, if I remember correctly, definitely go up during the holidays. And Thanksgiving's no exception. So just taking a look at this, look at that again. And I see it on social media. I see that people have actual. I mean, they'll be at restaurants with this many people. With a lot of people at restaurants, big gathering, and they still got that social circle that's pretty big, and big thumbs up to them. But this was the norm back then. This was the norm. This isn't the norm now. If you're experiencing holidays with, you got tons of people around you and all that, and nobody died, and uncles and aunts didn't die, and you still got your kids and all that. I mean, big thumbs up, but you're increasingly becoming the exception and not the rule. And that's just what they want, done by design, done on purpose. They want us to be pretty much with robots, really, if they even want us alive at all. But I'm just saying, they don't want us interacting with each other. Hence, remember 2020, anti-social distancing and all that shit and locking down? Yeah. But it's just nice to take a look at what used to be. Just like that grocery haul that we saw for Thanksgiving. The good old days, as we call them. This looks more of the good old days. There are no cell phones. People interacting. People are talking. Their heads aren't down. Right? Their heads aren't down looking at fucking cell phones. Scrolling. Right? They're not taking selfies. They're not trying to get likes from beta males, the women, right? On their social media and having secret conversations, little text messages, and trying to work on the next best thing on social media. They're not doing any of that. They're sitting there and they're talking to each other. They're laughing. They're drinking. They're being merry. And they're engaging. And that's what we're supposed to do. But look at you out there. Even if you are gathered like this nowadays, the best circumstance, you're gathered like this. You have friends. You're at a restaurant at home, right? But you're looking at your fucking cell phones. You're taking your selfies, right? This is the generation that we're in. The 2 Timothy 3 generation. Very selfish. Very selfish. Take me back. No damn cell phones. We had Atari 2600. That was it. That was it. In some arcade games, you went to arcade every now and then, put some quarters in there, put a quarter in there to play Pac-Man or Space Invaders or Asteroids. That was it. And every once in a while, when you went to the arcade, maybe you have an Atari 2600 in your room. That's it. When it was time to gather with friends and family, that's exactly what you did. And you weren't on your damn cell phone. You weren't taking selfies and constantly uploading. So you get all these clicks and likes and those high from social media. You didn't have any of that. You didn't have the level of narcissism or selfishness that we have now. Here's another thing you didn't have. You didn't have the girls or women, and I use that term loosely for a lot of them these days because they don't know how to act. They act in their 20s and their 30s, they have kids, and they're acting as immature as a teenage girl, constantly doing selfies, constantly showing their ass and all this stuff, wearing their booty shorts, wearing their spandex, I don't know what you call them, shorts, yoga pants, showing every little crevice of their pelvic area, dressing like that. They go to church like that now. I'm sure they go to Thanksgiving dinners with their family like that now. But back then they were modest, right? And they knew how to act. If he's looking down right here, he's not looking at his cell phone. He might be looking at his plate for a second, or maybe he's actually saying a prayer, because that's what they did back then. They gathered around at the dinner table and said prayer. They prayed before they ate. I think that's a dying art, so to speak. Right? How many people out there really pray before they eat? It's unbelievable. Bringing their cell phones to the damn table. You go to restaurants nowadays, you see it, it's family, silent. Go to your Cracker Barrel or something like that. Go to a restaurant, family sitting around a table, everyone looking down at their facking cell phones. Silent, nobody interacting. Who are they interacting with, right? And then you wonder why your child gets caught up with strangers or some kind of weird train of thought and starts changing the behavior. Your son or whatever. It's ridiculous. The influence that this social media brings is evil to a great extent. Because a lot of children, in my opinion, children do not know how to handle this facking technology. There's a lot of influences there that can get to them if they're followers and not leaders, and can lead them down the wrong path. Social media. But back then, you didn't have that. You had to go out of your way. You had to go out of your way to work on the next best thing. If you were married, want to cheat on your husband or wife, you had to go out of your way. You couldn't just easily just pick up a damn cell phone and get on some Tinder or Facebook or whatever and start inboxing and silent messaging somebody. Ooh, honey, you so hot. You couldn't do that. It's too easy now to cheat. There's virtually no loyalty with people anymore because it's too easy with this technology to expose their weakness. Whereas before, they would have to really go out of their way to be disloyal to a family member or a loved one. They'd have to work on it. Now all they got to do is pick up a damn cell phone and work on the next best thing and start cheating behind the scenes. Silent conversations, I call them, right? Text messaging and things like that, and instant messaging. You didn't have that back then. So in my opinion, you had a more sense of loyalty back then. Were there bad people? Of course. But I think it's become increasingly worse with each generation, and this generation is by far the least loyal, the least loving, the least human in the generations of the past, as far as what I've seen, my experiences. I know there were evil ones back there in generations. In the Bible, stuff like bad people and God had to destroy the earth and things like that. But since then, I think that it looks like it's progressively gotten a lot worse. And with the advent of all this technology, it makes it too easy for people who are inclined to be mischievous and do wrong to actually do wrong with this technology, instead of doing the right thing. It's unbelievable where we're at. But this is the good old days. You could gather around. You didn't have to worry about, how so-and-so dressed to the occasion. Is my niece or is my... is so-and-so going to dress like this or dress like that, scantily clad like they do now? And don't get me wrong, you might have had people in your family back then that you didn't like. Like, who didn't? If you had cousins that acted indifferent towards you, maybe an aunt that wasn't so auntie or uncle that wasn't so uncly to you, not very good, but you still had that sense of family when you all gathered around, right? You still had that sense of family. I'm not seeing it these days. I'm seeing some of it on Facebook, but I don't think everybody's like that. I think this is there's a reason why they call this the good old days, is because things have gotten progressively worse since then. It's ridiculous. Oh, no cell phone, dad at the helm. You actually had a dad that worked one job, right, and supported the family. Now look at us. Look at this world. You got mom and dad, done by design, out of the house, working, struggling now. Now they're pulling out their hair for the last 4 years, pulling out their hair, can't figure it, since the scamdemic, how to make ends meet because of that we're being purposely priced out of existence. But two parents having to go out and work to even try to make ends meet. That never was like that. It was always one person. That was the father. All right? And it was a very rare occasion that there was no father or dad in the home. And dad went out there and worked, commanded a salary that was good enough for them to have a good living. There's no cell phones, none of this bullshit technology that they're hooked on. Leave your damn cell phone alone. If you're going to bring it, use it wisely. Like, take videos and memories of this occasion. Stop being on your cell phone, taking selfies of yourself and always talking to someone. I see you at the gym. You're supposed to be working out, but they're constantly either on the phone. I see you at the grocery store. You can't just enjoy the moment or do what you got to do at the gym or the grocery store. You got to be talking to someone. It's annoying as shit. It's retarded. Or they're damn taking selfies, or they're talking to someone, right, on chat. They're chatting with someone, or they're scrolling and looking at videos on reels and shit. This world's retarded, man. Take me back to the 80s. Imperfect as the world has been for the longest time, it's a fuck of a lot better then than it is now. No cell phones, people talking, enjoying each other's company, eating good food that was a lot more organic than it is now, and a lot cheaper. One father in the home, one parent working, dad, and it was enough to provide a good life, and none of this bullshit that we're experiencing now, all this evil and wickedness. Not like this. We were not experiencing back then the level of wickedness and evil that we are now. Disloyalty and people that are willing to just cast aside someone because you don't like what they said, or they're trying to correct you and you don't like what they said. Fact that noise. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this bullshit that people nowadays, younger generation in particular, are ready to cast you aside, a family member, maybe even a friend, because you're trying to set them straight, and they just, they want to just throw you away. They're not going to have it. These are narcissists. They're egotistical. They're 2 Timothy 3, selfish. This is the selfie generation. It's the reason why I call it selfie generation. It's selfish generation. It's a 2 Timothy 3 generation. If you don't know that verse, go look it up. This is where we're at. I know this does it sound bitter to you? Well, I'm just putting cold water on the face to wake some people up, or just show the contrast between now and then. Now and then. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how far society has fallen. Just want to share the good old days with you. There's a reason why they call them the good old days. That's what I got for you. Don't be a jerk or troll out there. I'm Oot.
Sandy says she doesn't like zucchini?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Pizza. This is pizza, basically, is what it is. You ever had cauliflower pizza, cauliflower crust?